Okay, we are rolling. Champions of Champions Boxing Talk back yet again. 2 videos in a week. Wow. That's a lot for me, but these 2 videos are made because there are 3 significant names fighting. Obviously, Jeff Horn, Terence Crawford, and Tyson Fury returns. So, as I've said before in these videos, and I'll say it again, I can't really always talk about the fighters that are great, but are not household names because I don't have some of the other major YouTube boxing channels' level of subscribers. Because if you notice, they talk about names that are not the pinnacle names, still great fighters but not pinnacle, but yet they get great views because they've got massive subscribers. Now, when I talk about a big name, I do get some good views, so I have to really stick to that until the base is built up, so to speak. Swiftly on now to Tyson Fury. Let's get straight to it. It's been a long time since he's, been in the ring. And it was a pretty significant performance in the ring, wasn't it? He went to Germany, was in fantastic shape, was the epitome, wasn't he, of a psychologist. If you watch Vladimir Klitschko throughout his career, that was Tyson Fury's last outing. Vladimir Klitschko loves to be in control. He acts like the nice guy, but he likes to believe that he has your mind and that he has the event in the grasp of his hands. Tyson Fury, whether by design or by just being the way he is, totally rattled Vladimir Klitschko. He wouldn't let Vladimir Klitschko have an inch, told him exactly what he thought of him, what he was going to do. He prevented the extra sponge that was put in the ring in Germany, which few other fighters have had the courage and to take Vladimir Klitschko on psychologically because they think that he's this really imposing figure, a politician, a master, so to speak. And Tyson Fury basically said, no, you know what a politician is? A con man, which they generally are. The first word of truth said by a politician is the last. And Tyson Fury basically had the courage to say exactly the truth about what he thought about Vladimir Klitschko. And not only what he thought, if he had to, he would make crap up about him just to rattle him, because Tyson Fury did not care about this thing. Unfortunately, Tyson Fury can't seem to put that side of his persona to one side like we believe Floyd Mayweather could. It seems to spill into his private life. His aggression on his opponent in terms of the build-up to an event then takes its toll on the man himself. The two are not really separate as they were with maybe Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather. So therefore, Tyson Fury has gone through some trouble with weight, depression, and so forth, and he's had a ban. So I'm giving him a pass on this fight against basically a jumped-up cruiserweight. I can't even... Seferi, I think his name is. I don't really know much about the guy. I know by judging by his record, he seems like he's able to punch, but I'm expecting Tyson Fury, who has done fantastic, to come back from the brink. People don't realise that mental health is as much of a problem, if not more, than physical health. You know, in society, it's strange. If you've got a broken leg, people will open the door for you when you walk through. But if you've got mental illness, people just think you're mad. That has to change. People say, so you feel sorry for Tyson Fury? Yes, I did feel sorry for Tyson Fury, and I'll tell you for why. The tragedy about mental health is this: it doesn't pick a demographic. In other words, you can be the king of the hills, but still have that illness. It's not the same as the guy, it's not like, say, a really slim guy who eats nothing is suddenly going to become obese. Mental health is not that simple. I've seen people who were homeless, God love them, and I wish that things look up for them in life at some point. But I've seen homeless people recently that look more happy than Tyson Fury, who was heavyweight champion of the world and earned a very, very good purse in his last fight against Vladimir Klitschko. And not only did he talk the talk, he walked the walk in that fight. David Haye talked the talk, but he couldn't walk it against Vladimir Klitschko. We've seen David Haye talk the talk. His last two fights he couldn't deliver. David Haye is a smokescreen at times, but Tyson Fury sounds at times like David Haye, but he is honest. He's more honest than David Haye. That's what I believe. Sometimes Tyson Fury will tell you exactly what is on his mind, that he doesn't care, and sometimes he gets stick for it because he doesn't act politically correct. Now, Anthony Joshua is the darling in Britain because he talks bad about nobody. Yet he will go in the ring and try and punch someone's head off. So you're telling me that a word, this is the PC world for you guys, a bad word makes you worse than a human being that will try and kill another man legally in the ring? No. Anthony Joshua is not the saint he's made out to be. You can if you want to take someone's head off. I'm not saying Anthony Joshua isn't a nice, decent guy. But what I'm saying is he's not Jesus Christ. Right? And you go check the two guys' records. Who's got the criminal record? You'll find it's not Tyson Fury. Because although Tyson Fury probably lets his mouth get the better of him, his bite is worse than his bark is worse than his bite, so to speak. But he can't help the way he is. He didn't choose to have this disorder. We can only hope that people with this condition find some peace and can get well somehow, that there is a method to amend these things. No matter what walk of life they come from, they have my sympathy. But I'm glad he's back because he's good for the heavyweight division. He's charismatic. Yes, he insults people, but he does it in a way you have to laugh at him. I don't find offence at Tyson Fury. I think he's hilarious at times, right? All right, some people may find it a bit steep, but again, words mean more than action. Well, they don't. This is why we're in trouble now in the world, because people can hide behind nice words when they're not really nice people. There's a difference between being nice and being good, right? I'm not saying Tyson Fury is Robin Hood, but what I'm saying is I know people personally who at times you cringe at what they say, but they're decent human beings. They're the first to help an old person across the road. They love animals. They love children. When it comes to it, they're not as aggressive as they sound. And yet I know people that have the gift of the gab, say all the right things, but they are monsters. Absolute monsters. But they get away with it because they wear a suit and they say lovely words like the poshest human you could ever imagine. But Tyson Fury does not fit that. Anyway, this fight, I think Tyson Fury is going to look good because he's been matched well. But I'm giving him a pass. This is not a good, particularly a household name he's fighting. It's a bit like Phil LaGreco for Amir Khan, isn't it? Because when all's said and done, they're in the same position. They've both had rough rides in different ways. But no doubt they're both fighting guys that I think... I see Tyson Fury stopping this guy in 6 to 7 rounds. Because this guy comes to fight. And Tyson Fury, I think, has the ability to pick him off. He's not a big one-punch artist like Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. But I think the accumulative effect, him breaking him down, this guy will be either pulled out in the corner or he will be stopped in the centre of the ring. Bit similar to the job in the second Derek Chisora fight that Tyson Fury did, where he just jabbed the guy, softened him up, took everything out of him, beat lumps out of him with rights and lefts. Derek Chisora, Tyson Fury's movement was a problem for him, his range, his size, and inevitably the fight was stopped. So it just goes to show, though, doesn't it? You know, we do sort of have these guys like Tyson Fury and Amir Khan, and they are talented, but when you consider Floyd Mayweather was out of a boxing ring for 2 years and come back and beat Juan Marquez rather convincingly. When you consider Manny Pacquiao has been out a year now, and look, he's fighting Lucas Matisse, who can hit you and kill you, literally. But Manny Pacquiao is taking on that style of guy, and he took on Tim Bradley after shoulder surgery. There are just levels to this, aren't there? And I think it's a confidence thing. Could Tyson Fury go straight to a major fight? I don't know. But as I said, I'm giving him a pass. Basically based on the rough time he's had. He really has had a time of it. Look at Ricky Hatton when he was out the ring 3 years. Look at the guy he come back and fought. The Shevchenko just a fight before was the WBA welterweight champion. And Ricky Hatton held his own and gave a good fight there. Just shows that Tyson Fury and Amir Khan don't quite have the natural confidence that these elite guys I just mentioned had. You know, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Hatton. Because maybe it's because they do talk too much. That's a sign that they do need some assistance in this world. One thing I will say about Tyson Fury's style is, or I'll start with his resume. There are really only two standout names there. That's Derek Chisora and Vladimir Klitschko. Some people are making out that at times Tyson Fury is Larry Holmes and Joe Louis rolled into one. Boxing is a science. There's no question. It is a science. Some people call it the sweet science. I just call it a science because them that talk about the sweet science just damn want you to flick a jab and run around the ring. No, there's more to boxing than that. An attacker is as much of a scientist as a boxer, in my opinion. It's just about how you implement your style. But both can be successful. As Rocky Marciano was on one end of the scale, and Floyd Mayweather was completely on the other side of the scale. What do they both have in common? They're undefeated. But they did it in different ways. Doesn't make Rocky Marciano any less, does it? Just because he attacks. And it doesn't make Floyd any less because he chooses to box and be defensive. But Tyson Fury's style, on the night he fought Vladimir Klitschko, I think would give any heavyweight currently in the world a real conundrum to deal with. But as I said, it's a science. On one night, what's Buster Douglas most known for? If I take Mike Tyson out of Buster Douglas' life, what is he known for? Anyone? Hello? I thought so. Not saying Buster Douglas is a bad fighter, but he had a legendary night, didn't he? The problem was there was no repeatability with Buster Douglas. He beat Mike Tyson to a pulp, stopped him, shocked the world. Right? Both men were away from home in Tokyo. And the rest was history. What did Buster Douglas go on to do a while later when he fought another top-of-the-tree guy? He basically got blown away in 3 rounds to Evander Holyfield. And that guy that Mike Tyson beat in 40 seconds in Scotland also beat Buster Douglas. Right? So people have got this thing that Buster Douglas is some amazing fighter. He was amazing on that night, and human beings can sometimes rise to the occasion. Right? So, Tyson Fury rose to the occasion against Vladimir Klitschko. But who right now ranks Tyson Fury as a better heavyweight than Vladimir Klitschko? I'm waiting. Anyone? I'm only hearing the birds. I thought not. Yeah. Because we have no repeatability. We don't know whether Tyson Fury can do this again. Now, I've seen Anthony Joshua smash Dillian Whyte, who's looked good. I've seen Anthony Joshua have a lot more trouble with Vladimir Klitschko than Tyson Fury did, but he stopped him. I've seen Anthony Joshua now use a jab and beat another world champion, Joseph Parker. There's a little bit more repeatability with Anthony Joshua than there is Tyson Fury. We don't know. The Tyson Fury we saw in Germany may have just had the right style to beat Vladimir Klitschko. It may have been an anomaly, and it may just have been on that night. So for all these people claiming he's Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, and blah, 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 all at the same time, hold your horses. Not even this fight at the weekend will tell us this, because this guy he's fighting is meant to be knocked down. He's basically there to be beat. That's what he's turned up for. I'm not saying he won't try and win, but Frank Warren is not stupid. Frank Warren's been in the game long enough. Frank Warren knows. No Luis Ortiz, no Deontay Wilder, no Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury's saying he'll beat Anthony Joshua right now. He believes it, but Frank Warren knows. Boxers are deluded, you see, but it's our job, the fans and the promoters, to tell the truth, right? Mike Tyson will tell me he'd beat Muhammad Ali in his prime. No, you wouldn't, mate. No. I'm sorry. You can be deluded. You're supposed to be. You're the fighter. But I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, right? There's no evidence, apart from one night, that Tyson Fury dominates Wilder or Anthony Joshua. For all this, Joshua was hurt by Klitschko. Do you know somebody called Steve Cunningham dropped Tyson Fury? And yet, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are going to be absolutely schooled. Now, for all I know, Tyson Fury could consistently perform when he's in shape, like he did against Vladimir Klitschko. Box, confuse, grab, defend, switch. I mean, Tyson Fury, he's the only heavyweight I know, the top tier anyway, that could switch from orthodox to southpaw. I'm good. No, it'd be sacrilegious to say this. If I was to call him the heavyweight Terence Crawford, please somebody shoot me. He's not that level. Never would be, never will be. Good God, Terence Crawford. The thought came in my mind. I apologise, son. But nonetheless, he's extremely talented for, this group of heavyweights, which I think there are some good fighters in there. But on that performance in Germany, he has a chance. He beat Vladimir Klitschko a lot cleaner than Anthony Joshua did. But don't get it twisted. Styles make fights. Vladimir Klitschko was posing with Tyson Fury and looking really confused by it all. Looking confused that another man had the audacity to try and play games with him on his own turf. Because that's what Germany became. A guy that had a bigger reach than him, was bigger than him. His footwork was younger, fresher and better than him. And he was more active. And he was taunting Vladimir Klitschko and putting a game on for the crowd, which is extra points sometimes with judges. We've seen it before. But Anthony Joshua will not just watch you when he's frustrated and try and beat you at your own game, which is what Vladimir Klitschko fell into. Anthony Joshua, out of frustration, will try and take your head off. That's the difference between Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. Wilder and Joshua do not stand there to admire your work and try and bet. Do you know what it looked like? Two artists in the corner. You had Tyson Fury painting one picture and the jealous artist in the other thinking, right, I've got to paint a better picture than him quick, and making a mess of it. But you know what Anthony Joshua would do? He'd stand up, he'd throw the artist out the way and rip the canvas up. That's his game. That's Deontay Wilder's game. So it's different fights, but still nonetheless, if Tyson Fury can repeat it, and I say that word, if he can, which there's no evidence yet that he can, But if he can, he stands a good chance. Maybe his favourite, but that was 2 years ago, wasn't it? And Tyson Fury has lost the equivalent to a small human being in weight, which is not good for you. He's been taking substances to try and drown out his problems. That is not good for you. In the meantime, look at the shape Anthony Joshua's been in, Mr. Gym Rat, and look at the shape Deontay Wilder's been in. He's talking about making cruiserweight. He's in that good condition. So, let's not speak too soon. Even if Tyson Fury looks terrific, he's going to need a few journeymen before he jumps in to a fight with these guys, just to shake ring rust off alone. Now, I know the heavyweight division doesn't have the fighters the welterweight division has, and the division, many of the other top divisions in boxing has to prepare you for the main guy, so sooner or later they're going to have to make the plunge. But Anthony Joshua has fought Klitschko, Takam, and Parker in succession. And he might be fighting Povetkin next, or Deontay Wilder. He has had some real good fights to sharpen him up for Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury has a bit of catching up to do. I'm not saying it's beyond him. He may have that talent where he can just come back and be a whirlwind. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, this guy he's fighting at the weekend is an aggressor, but he doesn't have the physique. He doesn't have the size. I see him being picked off. And if Tyson Fury does struggle a little bit with this guy, maybe we shouldn't read that much into it either, because after 2 years, he is not expected to be perfect. But I think his boxing skills, his IQ is still going to be there. He is looking in better shape, leaner. I'm hoping that this is not Phil LaGreco again, because Phil LaGreco did Amir Khan no favours. Amir Khan might as well have continued sparring. Tyson Fury, if this guy can give him 3 or 4 rounds, just that, it's a good bonus, right? It's a good bonus. I personally think the guy maybe is durable enough to go up to 6 or 7, and that's even better still. If this guy can make Tyson Fury work a little bit, as I said, don't jump to conclusions that Tyson Fury is done. See it as he's getting sharper. The ring rust will go the longer time he has in the ring and the more competition he has in the ring. And you'll find the next fight he has, if he fights the same level again, he'll do better. And his confidence will start to grow. And before long, you will be able to build up a mega fight with one of these other, decent heavyweights we've got right now. But for now, you've got evidence of Tyson Fury putting on a clinic against another great fighter, but that's only on one occasion. There are fighters, with lists and lists of guys like that they've beaten. Tyson Fury's got one. Make of that what you will. On that night, yes, he's capable of beating anybody. But on that night in Tokyo, you would have thought that Buster Douglas would have gone more than 3 rounds, even with Evander Holyfield. And you would have thought that Buster Douglas would have beat that guy that Mike Tyson beat in 30 seconds in Glasgow, Scotland, where he claimed he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's children and all that stuff. You'd have thought Buster Douglas would have beat that guy, but Buster Douglas lost. So, is Tyson Fury the real deal like Evander, or is he going to rise and crash as Buster did? And I'm not... It sounds like I'm picking on Buster Douglas. I am not. He was sensational that night, but you do know where I'm coming from. As I've said, it's a science. It's a science. Repeatability. Anybody can have a good day. But it's those that consistently churn out good days, month after month, year after year, that become boxing legends. Because Roberto Duran has lost to some guys and you think, God, he shouldn't have been losing to that guy. Duran had an off night, but that's not Roberto Duran, is it? Generally, he had great nights. One off night did not define him. Same as one great night should not define Tyson Fury. Watch this space. More evidence is needed. But he outboxes this guy. This guy, I think, is swinging for air against Tyson Fury because he does have that good head movement and reflexes and ability to switch. And he's very accurate. And he's not afraid to use a jab as a rangefinder to then set up another shot. He sometimes flickers with it, but I think he flickers with it very well compared to some people who sometimes when they flicker with the jab, it becomes dangerous for them because they leave themselves open. Tyson Fury actually opens you up. Sometimes it's borderline illegal what he does with it, but it's good. So Tyson Fury to win, to break him down, and to stop him. And I wish him well, and I hope this recovery for his mind and soul continues. And with the right people around him, there's a good chance that'll happen. So this is Champions of Champions Boxing Talk. I'm out.